Hello and welcome to the Whoniverse and to a brand new video. Now last night we had some new photos released of the updated TARDIS interior for Doctor Who Series 12, plus an interview with Chibnall and Nikki for the Radio Times in an article written by Huw Fellerton. I've left a link in the description to the article if you want to go check it out. Now I thought I'd take a look at these newly released photos, share my thoughts and ideas and start a discussion in the comments below. So let's start with what is one of the more interesting changes and one that I'm really happy with, the addition of stairs. Yes, the TARDIS now has a series of orange hexagonal steps that lead to a balcony-like level and another passageway, much like the design first seen on screen in 2010 for the first part of Matt Smith's time as the Doctor in a console room designed by Edward Thomas. Now I said in a video a few months ago that one of the things I'd love to see in Series 12 was the TARDIS expanding and allowing us to imagine there are other rooms at the end of this infinite passageways. Years ago, the TARDIS had bedrooms that appeared on screen, secondary console rooms, and rooms for healing and contemplation. In more recent years, we've seen a walk-in wardrobe, swimming pool and library. The TARDIS is infinite and alien and shouldn't be just one room. With the changes made, this is starting to come into vision, one small step at a time. The next change is this new roof segment, which features an extension to the hexagonal structure with an orange crystal much like the console's central column, often called the time rotor, reaching down from the ceiling. I think it looks great, to be honest. I mean, I definitely still prefer the simple but effective glass column that didn't reach to the ceiling until the 1996 TV movie, and then the 2005 revival, but before then it only reached a certain height, rising and falling as the first Doctor, played by William Hartnell, flew his ship through time and space into the fourth dimension. I feel like this is a happy medium between the two styles of time rotor, and the idea of the TARDIS being organic and alive rather than just a machine has always been incredible to me. Now according to the Radio Times article, again please check it out at some point, the new roof was created by incoming production designer David Schwimmer, taking over from last year's TARDIS creator Arwell Wynne-Jones, when he went to work on the new BBC series, Dracula, alongside Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss. The fact that designers are able to work together and add to creations rather than start from scratch is great, as we get to see the TARDIS design grow and change, evolving and improving much like Series 12 and its approach to the characters that will be along for the ride in the iconic ship. Now one of the new changes I'm really excited about from the perspective of the cinematographer and the film crew, and then ultimately us the viewers, is the new way the graphics, alerts and more will be displayed inside the TARDIS, with David adding to Arwell's idea of not having screens as monitors or glass screens similar to those seen in the past. Instead, the design and production teams decided to be ambitious and honour the idea of the TARDIS being organic. The information is now projected onto a cloud of water vapour, creating an almost holographic-like effect, with the steam providing a sense of realism. I mean, that sounds amazing. Sadly, they are turned off in the photos. However, from what we know, these black boxes are where the vapour is exuded on the upper left and right side, connected to mesh pipes, projecting the water vapour cloud, which has graphics projected onto it via a mini projector. I can't wait to see how different directors and cinematographers approach this new style of screen and bring a greater level of immersion into the world of Doctor Who. Before we dig into any more details, one thing this article says is consistent throughout these changes is the custard cream dispenser. Yep, it's still part of the Doc ship, and why not? Who wouldn't love one? I'd probably have jammy Dodgers though. Next on the list of changes is the walls of the set, which when they were first designed were intended not to link up completely to provide an effect similar to an odd perspective on a tree canopy, in which the leaves of certain trees don't touch. The three separate pieces were placed on tracks to give them the potential to be moved around the set, however these became more trouble than it was worth, with the panel being difficult to move and some parts of the TARDIS looking too dark or crowded, the opposite of the intended emphasis on the dimensions of the time machine's time and relative dimensions in space. For Series 12, one of the wall panels has been removed to create more space and improve the illusion that the TARDIS is bigger on the inside. I think this is a great improvement, on top adding extra hexagon lights and printed cloths of the wall design in previously dark areas, making the TARDIS look a bit more infinite and less like a cave. Speaking of lighting, one of the small changes noted in the interview is the changing of all the LEDs inside the console room, as the orange fingers or arches appeared pink while filming through the lenses of the camera, with the blue and the orange lighting clashing. The lighting only appeared orange on screen last year thanks to some very hard work in post-production, colour correcting and recolouring every shot which featured the TARDIS interior. That is a lot of work. Hopefully they got some great Christmas presents. Luckily new LEDs appear orange on camera, so that's one less thing to worry about in the new year. Other small changes include the addition of circular blue lights to the arches around the console, and the floors levels now missing the Gallifrey inscribing that we saw in photos for Series 11. All these changes aren't huge, however they are worth talking about as the TARDIS evolves, changes and improves over the years, for each Doctor matching their personality as a character grows as well. So does their home and longest serving companion. Chibnall said in the interview, with Doctor Who you can't do everything in the first year, you have to set yourself very specific targets. So it's like the TARDIS, we would have done all these things in the first year, how do we have the budget and the time to do all those things? You have to keep moving and keep developing and keep evolving. I think it's the big headline. The fact that Chris Chibnall has a plan he's ready to put into practice is great to hear. Series 11 laid the groundwork, Series 12 sounds like it's going to be the one where everything comes together, with new and old enemies, characters developing on their journey, and small changes that make big differences. I can't wait. What do you think of the new TARDIS design for the 13th Doctor, and what's your favourite look at the Doctor's time shift? For me, it has to be either the early 11th Doctor design or the 12th Doctor's design. With all that said, thank you very much for watching, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.